I love some of these suggestions in chat, by the way, like Scarface t-shirt, vampire t-shirt, whatever. I have no holds bars on this, guys, as long as it looks good and we can use it as like a t-shirt design. But anyways, we'll put that on hold for the time being because we are, of course, focused here on the Corsair Cup. Thanks to Corsair for sponsoring this tournament, and it is worth noting at this point with our full-on sponsorship by them, they are paying for all these cups. And it's awesome, awesome, awesome. Spawning here, though, in the bottom right side of Runes of Ceres, we've got the purple Protoss player, Revolver.
The bottom left as the red Zerg, he is Sleep. Something you should probably be doing right now.
Yeah, he was probably a little tired, eating some noodles. He is, of course, the Korean, the last remaining Korean here in the Corsair Cup.
Mm-hmm. The early pool from Revolver is bold. It's a good choice to start off a series with, but it is a little dangerous as, you know, the map is Ruins of Ceres. And, well, he's scouting correctly first. They will be getting an Overlord scout on each other soon with the second Overlords. But by that time, Lings will have already been out. They've already tried to dodge the Overlord, and Sleep's gonna have to wait a little while longer to understand what's actually happening in this game. He went for, like, you know, a hatch first, but not super greedy. So he has the tools to defend against this. Just all about that control, as always.
Well, as the Lings come out, I mean, this is something where I think in most cases you catch your opponent so badly off guard by it. And again, for Revolver, it's kind of like, okay, Sleep might not be expecting this on a 4-player spawn map. It's that gamble we've talked about so many times before. But the fact that this is going to take time to get there, you know, Revolver is going to have the spawning pool done. Queens will start up. Only if he gets caught making a ton of drones right this instance will this be bad. He has to 50-50 it, though. He scouts there's nothing on the top right.
No.
He heads to the wrong base first. This does take away a lot from his timing. Like, this...
Why did he change his Overlord direction?
I don't know.
You see, if he hadn't changed his Overlord direction, it would have scouted Sleep's Overlord when the Lings were about, I'd say, not even halfway across the map. So they would have spent a lot less time going over here. And now, not only has he wasted all this time, he's alerted Sleep to his build. It's not an all-in, there's no Baneling Nest, but there is speed, and that's one thing Sleep still doesn't know. His Overlord's about to scout the hatchery timing. I guess this might still work. They turn those speedlings pretty quickly, so it's still a fast attack.
Yeah, he's going to pull the drones back to the main. Unfortunately, everything here in the natural is pretty much guaranteed to die, and this is where the Baneling Nest was going down. He's trying to hold on to this best he can, but the Queen went down. The Baneling Nest was perhaps his only chance to hold on to this, really. That gets picked off. Doesn't restart one of the main.
I guess Sleep thought that the SimCity would help, but I'm really surprised you put the Baneling Nest in the natural. When you see this and you're unprepared for it, you'd think about just trying to protect your main first and foremost and giving up the natural, which is not good. Revolver, again, is not going for a Baneling Nest with this, so he's not quite all in. If he gets the hatchery, that's something that he'll be okay with getting, basically. It's like, okay, this build did well.
Well, the natural base does go down, and this, for Revolver, starts out quite well. Drone counts remain somewhat even, but that natural base looking much better for him. That's the hatchery advantage he's gained through this attack. Surprise Sleep's going to try and take another one through it. That drone's just got to head right back home. A little bit awkward, as it does live. Okay, 1 health hype.
Ooh. Hey. Very, close right there. But the Banelings are finally being formed in, so now Sleep technically has the tech advantage. Not a lot of Lings, though, so gotta be careful not to send these Lings, for instance, down on the low ground. They could have been surrounded, but I think he was afraid of Banelings. Still denying that hatchery is a good, big deal. Revolver is getting his own queens. He's getting a spine crawler and not going for his own Baneling Nest too quickly. There's always a chance that he'll be counterattacked, but he's doing a great job trying to deny that. Oh, I gotta get the drone. He's doing a great job scouting, first and foremost, and even getting a couple of the Banelings with the peel off of his Lings. This is actually some really good control from Revolver.
Yeah. You can even trade out that Baneling now. 1 Ling for 1 Baneling. Not too bad. So just running out with the other 3 Lings. But 20 more are on the way. And Sleep, thank God, hasn't gone back to droning yet. He's still going to need every unit possible to defend this. This Queen's going to help out quite a bit. But with the Roach Warren on the way and no more Banelings down, these 20 Lings might just overwhelm.
I think they might.
Will.
Yeah, they're already on the way over. The Roach Warren's only halfway done. A couple of Banelings are being morphed in on the high grounds, but
Spineclaw came down, but wasn't put on creep right away, so that's not burrowed. That's going to take some time. Queen here on the left or on the right side is going to get caught. 1 or 2 more Lings left for Sleep, but that's just too many Zerglings, and I think Revolver is going to take this first game. At this point, even if he gets 2 amazing Baneling hits, there's just so many Zerglings left over, and he's not going to get those amazing Baneling hits. Good
Yeah.
control out of Revolver. Great control out of Revolver.
This-
Takes out the Baneling. Takes out the Spine Crawler. And that's it.
This is really where I think the lag is being showcased. There's been some control mistakes from Sleep, or rather not being on par with Revolver, where Sleep is a good player, he should be. There was a time where the Banelings could have gotten at least like 6 lings, and they didn't detonate, which was really odd. It's lack of sleep, odd time zones, and I think just the lag that really affected him there.
GG. Revolver will take the first game in the best of 3. I do want to clarify some things, though, guys. People were talking about this a lot in chat, with specifically what we brought up in regards to Blizzard. We cannot have any Blizzard art assets on there. Our T-shirt for Hell's Boot Time is what got us in trouble. Funny thing is, like, the question is, like, if we didn't sell many shirts, would they have cared? But I think they've seen that whatever we sell is going to be successful, so they have to actually take mention. And again, I really want to stress, like, we've worked with Blizzard Legal. They're very nice, they're very accommodating, but there are certain rules that you have to abide by. And while people are debating fair use or not in chat, the rules and the parameters we're setting, all right, we're setting is that we're going to play by Blizzard's rules. So no Marines, no Zerglings, no Zerg logo, nothing like that, unfortunately. Because we submitted like 8 or 10 really cool designs to them back in like August and never got approval. So those are still in limbo as far as I'm aware. But unfortunately, no Blizzard art assets whatsoever is going to be one of the rules. Now, I want to clarify this one step further, because it looks like we have some people who are actually seriously interested in chat about this. I'm not asking you to design a t-shirt, present it to me, and then I'll say yes or no. What I'm saying is, if you have a design that I like, I will buy it from you. That's the difference. But I'll elaborate on that in a moment. Let's get to the intros. Alright, well, a very early pool gets taken on 12, but both sides of the map, interestingly enough. The last thing I want to say about the t-shirts before we go into this, or the design concept, or whatever you want to call it, guys, is what I'm basically asking for is for you guys to link me things like, you know, DeviantArt, or just images or examples of your work that I can look at and be like, I like that style, I don't like that style. If you really want to get ahead of the game, though, design a t-shirt idea and throw it my way, and like, then I'm not having to bother with the other people. So again, I'll look at Twitter, I'll look at our messages here on BaseTradeTV for the few people that are interested, but I am stressing that this isn't like okay, make the thing for free. We are looking to pay you for your work. Just to make that utterly clear. But spawning here in the top left, we'll see if you can pull this off again. It is going to be the cheesy Revolver.
In the bottom right, as the red Zerg, it is the now equally cheesy Sleep.
Yes.
What's funny, though, is that they're both going for Gasless. So Gasless early pool, it's going to give Sleep a few more drones, because he waited a little bit longer to get his hatchery, and there's going to be slight differences in the way they do things, but I think they're both going to see... no, actually, Sleep sees the lings first, and he will pull back.
Okay. We actually see this happen a couple of times. You'll just leave these kind of spread out at the top of your ramp and hope to concave as your opponent walks blindly up the ramp, but he is just going to go meet him out in the open.
Yeah, if you go on the ramp, you might be able to get us around on 1 or 2 lings, get a lot of extra damage done. That's the whole point of getting that first scout, but I suppose either way, it's going to work out. So, a little bit of a scuffle in the middle of the map. Looks like some ling did go down. We have a Spine Crawler coming up for Sleep, so pretty defensive on his side. Revolver not as concerned. I mean, it's kind of hard to tell what type of pool they went for. Well, I mean, what if speed was just finishing or something like that?
Well, one of the big things about Revolver taking the fight out in the middle of the map, or sorry, excuse me, Sleep taking the fight out in the middle of the map instead of having him come to the top of the ramp, is Revolver doesn't know whether a natural base went down. So it's not. Well, actually, he did scout it. I guess that one link that barely died.
Yeah.
I was gonna say though, that's what makes this scary, and that's what makes you. If you didn't see this, you're wondering, is there gas paired up with it? And that's why you go back home. And that's definitely what Sleep did, because Sleep didn't see Revolver until just recently. So did get up with the Overlord just now, as we can see, and is being driven out. Revolver is dedicating to this, though. He's not giving up anytime soon. 10 more lings on the way.
Yeah, this has been a game of information, and now they're both on pretty even information. There hasn't been any speedlings, that Sleep has seen or Revolver has seen. I don't think Revolver saw the Spine Crawler, which if he did, might tell him a little bit more about how defensive Sleep is planning on being, and maybe he wouldn't go for slow lings. This is slow mass lings. If these are speedlings, I'd be like, well, this could be really, really hurtful, but... he sees it now. It looks so silly. They do have the skin, so they actually look even like there's more of them. They'll be going across the map.
All right, now they don't.
They have the skin.
No, but it's the speed upgrade that makes them look ridiculous.
Both make them look larger.
I don't think, not the stupid little Stegosaurus back. No way.
They make them look larger.
I disagree. I would never look at that and be like, oh, there's so many lings I can't count them. Opposed to like these guys, which I totally
I don't
can.
think anyone actually has like severe trouble. It's more like a difference of 2 or 4. But whatever. Anyways, there's an actual wall around this spine crawler, which is kind of a cool idea, as opposed to getting as many lings as Revolver with the minerals that he had. Just getting some SimCity, and it works out pretty well.
I mean, I love that spine crawler being untouchable through this. It does add a lot to the defense, and lings are starting to get cleaned up. Revolver got some drones for this, but it's really hard to say that this was necessarily worth it. I mean, Sleep, he does have a lower drone count right now, and that kind of sucks. But Revolver did just give away all of his lings for this.
Yeah. Well, it wouldn't be worth it if he wasn't droning all behind that, and he was. So he didn't go for speed yet, which is another big difference as why their drones are so different. Sleep does go for the speed. It's going to be coming so late, though, that by the time it's ready and he has lings for it, there'll already be a potential wall off. I mean, maybe he'll use it to deny thirds, which could be a really big deal, actually. We'll see how this game goes. Revolver now slaps down all of his gases at once. He's going to be going to roaches. He's trying to get that little bit of a wall up.
That's really cool. I really like that SimCity with the spine crawler. I don't think we've seen anyone do that before. Usually it's more like this, but not to say one's better than the other. It just looked really cool. Now another evolution chamber is going to come down because he wants to hold the wall. Sleep is not going to break this. That Ling corpse is what the fuck?
Flying?
Just like not flying, but slowly flying. Like gravity sort of took over while it was midair.
Well, we have layers similar times, same with the Roach Warren and Evo Chamber, but Sleep is a little ahead on everything, and he will have that Ling speed to either help him follow up an attack or just take over that map control. I mean, if he doesn't use it, then it is a little bit useless, and hey, Revolver got ahead in that way, but hopefully he will be able to use it to some effect. Revolver is still ahead in workers, still up by 4 with these last 2 coming out. Not getting a scout on, but yeah, you see the Roach Warren, you see the lack of a third base, you know roughly what's up.
Well, for both sides, we see the investment begin to roaches, but this game doesn't always stick on roaches. I feel like on a gold-based map, though, you would kind of assume, again, roaches and ravages being more key to the composition. But damn if Mutalists haven't been breaking this matchup, so I've always kind of got that as the tentative maybe we'll see them.
Well, that wasn't a wall.
No, that wasn't. And the Lings get through to the main, so they might get a drone killer, too. They go for the Queen awkwardly first.
Yeah, slowly need a drone. Sleep did get ahead a little bit. Oh!
The transfuses are good.
that was pretty funny. Going to a third base, and you're right, like the Spire transition can be scary, but with the game looking like it is, I think that no one feels very comfortable going for that, because it's a long time to actually wait for the Spire to have invested minerals and gas into it to actually see any reward, and they're both going into their +1, so they're not even going to be going for 2 base attack here to deny the third. They're actually both playing a very macro-oriented game, but Revolver is the one that had the benefit of the earlier drones for longer, so he does have a bit of a Roach lead, but they're even on all of their fronts, and in fact, this Roach lead is just gonna disappear in a second for Sleep. I think Revolver's having a larva problem.
Well, Revolver's about to have an Overlord problem if you keep sending him up like this. A couple Queens is gonna snipe all these off really easy. It's no Overlord speed. There we go. Realizing that rally was going to hurt him, turns this around. Jesus, that's 4 free Overlords in the middle of the map. And Sleep says, yeah, like, I see those.
Yeah. Good thing he pulled them back. No Ravagers yet to kill them, but soon enough, you want to make a couple just to get rid of your opponent's control over the map. These Overlord spreads are free vision until either Queens or Ravagers come out. Seriously, seeing no Ravagers at all is a little funny, but we did see a couple of Zergs, Vortex being one of them, just go for mass roaches. Not even care or worry about Ravagers at all. Bring it back to the lovely Heart of the Swarm.
Well, the roach count is closer than it was, but it is still heavily in the favor here of Revolver, quite significantly. The Spine Caller, the Queens, a couple transfuses, they can help out a little bit, and Defender's Advantage goes a long way, but that is still a pretty hard roach number to overcome. 22 versus 35 presently for Revolver.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he finally was able to utilize all of that bank. It was reaching like 600, 300, something like that, so Larva finally popped, I guess. He's going to try and find a position that doesn't have, coverage by a Spine Crawler or a couple more Queens. Doesn't want to snipe the third hatch. I mean, he's not that far up in roaches to just take an uneven fight, but he does have a little bit of wiggle room. Are those more Overlords? Damn, his rally. She's entirely focused on the attack.
You know, if there were mutas, by the way, I just want to point out Revolver would never be able to make any units. He'd be so supply blocked. But looks like the hatchery is going to fall.
Dang.
This is really unfortunate. Good try from Sleep to try and hold it, but it's also very important that he didn't push into that, because again, he doesn't have the roach numbers of his opponent, and that number is just going to go further and further apart with, you know, the third base being down. So the question kind of comes into, what can Sleep do to get ahead? What can Sleep do to change things up? Now, right now he's a little supply blocked, and that sucks. Both players are, in fact, but Ravagers can go a long way. Problem is, though, you're going to be banking on your opponent making mistakes more than you making great hits. But there's that risk. Whereas right now, clear as day, roach numbers are just going to lose out for Sleep every time.
Yeah.
You'll have a nice sort of upgrade lead, but not for too long. The Contaminate's nice, but it's not going to stop this.
The army, there it is, covering the third base. Of course, Revolver with all of these overlords, and some of them are being picked off finally by a couple of queens. He knows where the army is. He's still supply blocked. No. His +1 or +2 is about to finish for both players. A little bit ahead for Sleep, but it's that numbers game. 30 army supply down. His +2 finishes might be the only chance he has to take a fight.
Rip Queens. The chance to use the roaches before going down. I mean, a spine crawler is great, but this spine crawler doesn't make up for losing 2 queens, in my opinion. So, being set out of position, all kinds of bad ravages getting made on the front line means roaches aren't available to fight. And when they do finish, they are going to be right on those front lines, vulnerable. Drones kind of getting pulled. No transfer to the gold, excuse me, but it's not going to matter because Revolver has just a little too much, and I think we're about to see our last Korean knocked out of the Corsair Cup.
Yep. That's the server, the time zone, or maybe just out of practice.
Too many
These guys
noodles,
aren't exactly on the Kesper proteins anymore.
He's got MSG all over his fingers, probably messing up his APM.
Yeah,
just so people are aware, I'm not being racist. He was literally eating noodles. That's why we were waiting on him. GG. Revolver will take the Series 2-0 and move on to the finals.
GG.
Of course, for us now, this moves right into the other semifinals. Should be pretty smooth flowing, as we said. Botvinnik versus Guru, TVZ over there. And we may just have that ZvZ finals. I mean, I don't like being right, Zombie Grub, but, you know.
Oh, Botvinnik versus Guru went into game.
They're in the lobby. They're not actually playing.
Okay.
Oh, Dembski made for us. Cool. Invite. 2-minute commercial break, though, while we get into this next series. So don't go anywhere, guys. We'll see you in 2 minutes.